everybody. I'm Tom the Guitar Guy. It's my lovely wife, Monica Chan. She's a dietitian over at Arrowhead Regional Medical Center. And today we're here to talk to you about grilling. It's summertime, and grilling is my favorite type of cooking. It's outdoors, you spend a lot of time out in the sun, doesn't heat up the house, it's cool, plus you get to see the kids running around in the grass and doing all that outdoor stuff that they should do. So anyways, what we're going to do today is we're going to have some grilled corn, some grilled eggplant, and also some grilled chicken. And with these, we're going to prepare them in a little different way for each one of them. So we're going to start out with the corn. There's basically two types of corn, white corn, yellow corn. They both have similar nutritional values that she'll talk to you about. But basically, you want to pull the husk back a little bit and make sure that all the kernels are tight. You don't want any loose kernels in there. If it's loose, it's not very good. If the store doesn't allow you to pull back husks, because some of them are really sticklers about that these days, then just kind of feel around and just make sure that everything's kind of not moving around, if you know what I mean, the kernels, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take half a cup of lime juice, tablespoon of chili powder, and a little salt and pepper. You always need a little salt and pepper. Mix it on up. And then we're going to take each piece of corn, baste it with the sauce, and then wrap it up. So while I'm doing that, my wife here is going to tell you all about the nutritional values of corn.
So as you can see, we have whole ear of corn right here. Corn is actually considered whole grain product, which is a good part of carbohydrate. If you want to pick whole grain carbohydrate, corn would be your choice. What basically white corn and yellow corn also high in are fiber, vitamin B6, as well as magnesium. But what's the main difference between white corn versus yellow corn? Yellow corn is actually higher in lutein, which is a vitamin, also high in vitamin A. So since lutein is protecting your eyes, so you decrease risk for macular degeneration disease. So if you want to protect your eye, yellow corn is actually a little more beneficial for you. Have you noticed Tom doesn't add any butter in his corn, which is rare. Most people add butter to get the flavor. But do you always need to add butter? The answer may be not necessary all the time. We want to promote healthy eating. As you know, a lot of heart attack and stroke, 80% of them actually preventable by eating healthy and active lifestyle. So if you can keep being active and eating low sodium, low fat diets, that can keep your heart pumping healthily.
She takes all the fun out of my diets. But it is, thank you. Eggplants. Eggplants, strange looking fruit here. It's actually part of they call it a nightshade type of a fruit. It's in the same family as tomatoes and bell peppers. Very good for you. When they were first developed, they had a real bitter taste. So a lot of people didn't like eggplants. It wasn't until about the 18th century that they kind of reformulated and crossbred some stuff and made the eggplant actually a little more palatable. So now, because of that, many cuisines, including Japanese, French, and Italian, they are incorporating eggplant. Which one is a nice vibrant color, because you'll notice that it's shiny. It's not dull, all right? And then this one has some scars on it. You want to get as minimal scars as possible, because those scars indicate that there's scarring underneath, okay? And then you also you notice how vibrant green the stem is. And again, that's important as well too. To test for ripeness, all you have to do is take your thumb, press in. If the skin springs back, it's ripe. If it indents in and stays there, it's not ripe. You need to let it pass. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to take a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, tablespoon of dried basil, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Again, mix it all up. That's our little kind of marinade. And what we'll do here is we'll cut the eggplant. We'll cut both ends off. And for these, we're going to cut them in about 1-inch thick slices. So it's almost like a nice steak. In fact, there's some cuisines and recipes that actually call for eggplant steaks. So eggplant parmesan and things like that. They're always nice and thick, so that way it stays nice and juicy. So we'll make a nice thick cut. We'll just do 4 right here. Take our basting brush, do one side.
Looks good.
And then slap it on the grill. And then while it's on the grill, you'll just go ahead and baste the other side as well too. And you'll want to cook these about 5 minutes per side. You'll get a nice, if your grill's nice and hot like it should be, you'll get a nice char off of it and it'll look nice and pleasant.
Yes, eggplant actually high in fiber, vitamin B6, as well as copper and other nutrients. If you notice, Tom already washed the eggplant really good and keep the skin on. The skin is actually high in antioxidants, which is have a lot of effect like anti-cancer, antibacterial, and also anti-LDL. So if you have cholesterol problem, wash your eggplant really good and eat with the skin. That can lower your cholesterol.
Here we have a chicken breast. Chicken breast is the leanest part of the chicken. So there's not a lot of fat like the dark meats. The biggest problem with chicken breasts is most of them are thick. So today I'm going to butterfly this, and that way it'll make it thinner, it'll cook a little faster, and it won't dry the skin out so much. So we do this carefully here.
And also for food safety, the cutting board. If you don't have two like we have now, if you use the vegetable first, will be safe. And then the raw meat, you use it last, so you don't have cross-contamination problem for food poisoning.
So for the marinade, we're going to take, again, a 1/2 cup of balsamic vinegar, a 1/4 cup of olive oil. I actually forgot my 3 cloves of garlic, so I have to use garlic powder, so forgive me with that. A little teaspoon of sage, 2 teaspoons of thyme, 2 teaspoons of rosemary. Sage, rosemary, and thyme, that's like that Simon and Garfunkel song, right? 2 tablespoons of parsley, and then a little salt and pepper.
Just a dash.
Just a little bit of salt. Salt actually works well with meats to help break down the proteins. It's a process called denaturing the proteins, so the proteins break up, makes it a little tender. So while we try to be, low salt, many times you can't avoid putting some salt in there, just simply because you need that electrolysis from the salt to do that. So we're gonna mix this up a little bit here.
So obviously, Tom marinating the meat here. So there are actually 2 reasons to marinating the meat, not just increase the flavor of the meat and things like that. Actually, marinating the meat decrease carcinogenic effect. So decrease cancer-causing compound by 60 to 88%.
Great. So what you'll do is, this is actually a step that you can do the night before, if you know you're going to prepare this, because you want it to marinate for at least 2 hours. 2 to 48 hours, but 2 hours minimum, because that gives the vinegar in the balsamic vinegar, it gives it time to react with the chicken to, again, break down some of the proteins, make it tender, cook faster. Also will draw in some moisture and retain some of it, so it's not as dry as the chicken breast might seem to be.
So you got one
So
ready.
through the magic of TV, we've gone 2 hours. Just kidding. So we've got a couple chicken breasts here, again, that I've butterflied, and we'll just stick them right on the grill. Love to hear that sizzle of the barbecue. Now those will cook about 6 to 7 minutes per side. So in 15 minutes you're done, right? And in the meantime, we'll have turned this corn a couple times. The corn, you want to go about 3 to 5 minutes per side before you start turning it. And again, the same thing with the eggplant. So, anything else about the chicken, huh?
Yes. How do you know the chicken is done?
Oh, that's when you need a handy dandy thermometer. Chicken is done when the internal temperature in the thickest part of the meat reads 165 degrees. Used to be 170. They lowered it to 165 because they realized that at 165, when you take the meat off the grill, it actually still cooks a little. Same thing happens with beef as well too. You take it off a little sooner than the targeted because when you let it sit, the moisture comes back in and goes up to the right temperature. So you're safe at 165. So, anyways, that's going to cook, and when it's all done, we'll have some nice grilled chicken, eggplant, and corn.
I want to address like a plate method. Every meal you want to aim for half plate vegetables. So in our case will be half plate of eggplant, a quarter plate will be your corn, could be half of the corn, will be 1 carbohydrate. And then the vegetable eggplant half plate will be also 1 serving of carbohydrate. So we have 1 serving for corn, 1 serving for eggplant, and then a quarter plate you want to put your protein, which is chicken for tonight. So that's our plate method. And then in order to make it all balanced, you may want to have a piece of fresh fruit and a serving of high calcium food, which is low fat milk, low fat yogurt. Yes.
That's it. Thanks, folks. See you next time. I'm Tommy Guitar Guy, Monica Chan.